I want to live in a city where I can really take advantage of everything that that city has to offer. I want to feel safe. I want to make the most of my life and the most of what the city has to offer.
Everyone's opinion is valuable, everyone's opinion is important, but you cannot set up a city to run to satisfy all the people all the time.
By being transparent to all this decision making, then the government can get support from citizens. Then it will get more support from the citizens.
Edmonton is a major Canadian city with a growing international reputation and much to offer its citizens and visitors. Our quality of life is what draws people here and keeps people here. As Edmonton grows at an impressive pace, we need to consider where we want to be in the future in order to ensure our quality of life.
So City Council has endorsed what is known as Vision 2040, providing an excellent glimpse at where we want to get to just a few short decades from now. But how will we get there? Well, that's where more citizen input is going to be essential. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first, let's learn about Vision 2040.
This is my city, my home, my future. My city is growing and it's not gonna stop. We need to be smart and think ahead. A great city doesn't just happen, we need to plan for it. My future depends on it.
Edmonton is flourishing. By 2040, we will be a city of over 1 million. 300,000 new citizens will enjoy our arts and culture, walk our scenic river valley, travel on our transportation system, and thrive in our neighborhoods. These people will need programs, services, and infrastructure. How do we prepare for this growth? Create a welcoming city for everyone. Preserve what we value most. Ensure that everyone enjoys a good quality of life. We have a vision, and we have a plan to get there. Edmonton in 2040 will be a more compact city. We will move around by an accessible and efficient transportation system. Walk in safe and vibrant neighborhoods and explore the beauty found in our art, architecture, and public spaces. Edmonton in 2040 will be an energy city, but it will be more than energy drawn from the ground. Our energy will come from the sun, wind, and new green technology, and more importantly, from our citizens. Edmonton in 2040 will be an urban center with a thriving, diverse economy. Our partners in education, government, and the corporate world will create new opportunities in school systems, healthcare, and business that will draw people from around the world and contribute to our quality of life. Edmonton in 2040 will still be a city of arts and recreation, but with more opportunity to take part in its countless festivals and outdoor pursuits. Not to mention, experience its many cultures and enjoy the world's largest preserved park, our river valley.
Our vision is now
a reality. Edmonton has grown and changed for the better. The plans we set in motion when I was a child have guided our decisions and shaped our growth. We are an energy city, a design city, an art city, and a diverse city. This is my city, my Edmonton, and my future is now.
Now that's an impressive vision. A few minutes ago, we mentioned that we're going to need a lot of citizen input to provide guidance on how we're going to get there. That's why the City of Edmonton has partnered with the University of Alberta to pilot a citizen panel. The The citizen panel is made up of people representing Edmontonians from all walks of life. People on the panel have been randomly selected to learn about, discuss, and recommend how Edmontonians can best use their resources to achieve the city we envision. City Council has agreed to seriously consider the citizen panel recommendations in their 2010-2011 budget deliberations.
Edmonton prides itself on being a welcoming city, one that embraces diversity. That's why it's so important that all of you have come from such different backgrounds. In order for City Council to make the best decisions, they need to hear diverse opinions. This will help the mayor and councillors look at issues from all sides. And that's precisely why the citizen panel is all about you. What you think, what you feel, what you believe, all free from judgment.
While the task before you may seem daunting, it really is an easy one, because it's your opinion that we need to hear about. You're representing yourself, not your spouse, not your friend or neighbor, not even your dog. To maintain Edmonton's enviable quality of life as our city grows, we need to look at a variety of different approaches. For the purposes of our discussions, they've been summarized into 3 categories. Approaches that reflect different program priorities for our city.
While it's impossible to please all of the people all of the time, it is possible to agree on program priorities. Program priorities are areas of spending that make it to the top of the list. And these program priorities make it to the top of the list because they help to maintain a really great quality of life for Edmontonians. So let's get started with Approach 1.
Approach 1 focuses on connecting citizens and government. Now, what this means and what you need to think about with respect to this is how can we ensure Edmontonians have a say in the municipal decisions that affect them while keeping expectations realistic on both sides. Yes, your government has a responsibility to keep the citizens of Edmonton informed about issues, actions, and programs. And in order for communication to be effective, it needs to be two-way. The City of Edmonton is committed to involving people affected by a decision in making that decision. City Council and administration need to hear a diverse range of views and opinions on which to base their decisions. For actions and programs to be effective, ongoing communication needs to be maintained. Currently, the City of Edmonton has a website. Public hearings and consultations are held. There's a one-stop 311 telephone information service connecting residents to real people who answer your questions in real time.
Yeah, so maybe...
Some information and services are already provided in many different languages. We engage non-governmental organizations and religious groups to share information. Other communication strategies are also in place, but should more be done? For instance, should we create an online information clearinghouse where citizens can exchange information among themselves and with government? Sort of an information bulletin board. What other ideas do you have? Or do you have concerns with this approach? How far is too far? In this age of instant accessibility, two-way communication could result in unrealistic expectations with respect to response time, and that could lead to frustration. Also, some citizens could develop unrealistic expectations with respect to action on suggestions they've offered. In other words, when is two-way communication too much? Where should it start? Where should it end? If done right, there could be considerable benefits, such as better consensus and fewer conflicts. There could also be better credibility and acceptance of decisions made by City Council. There are some trade-offs, though, and the citizen panel really needs to consider the trade-offs of this and every approach. For instance, increased access to information and more participation by citizens could address concerns about a low level of informed public opinion. But in doing so, we could shift our attention, time, and money from actually solving the problems themselves to just talking about the problems.
Decision making by the government, sometimes citizens doesn't know and they're always opposed to it. They don't support it because they don't know what's going on. In order to get citizens to be more supportive of government decisions, the decisions have to be very transparent, and information accessibility will have to be improved by the government, so citizens will know exactly what's going on and can have their feedback.
There's a real risk that there will be no way for people to believe that it's anything but a venting session. And that's a lot of time and money.